Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for love and relationships for the element of water for November of 2025. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so all of our fishies out there. How I like to do these readings is we look at the singles first, then the couples. We look at the chakra energy that's the most dominant right now and what lessons we can learn from that, and then we'll take a peek at the tarot. If you've never had your charts read, there's a link in the description for a natal chart. It's not sponsored or anything, but it's a interesting way to kind of get a baseline of what a lot of the astrology stuff means. It's the 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then there is a 10 to 20 page description of what all that means. There's even a section in there on the elemental alignment, so it's kind of fun to check out. With that, we will get started. And water singles. You are in the root chakra, it looks like, and you have number 5. Fortune is coming up. And I will bring in what's intuitive, and then we'll read the book just so we can get a clearer image here. But you've definitely got a lot of good luck coming in. The root chakra is about the foundation of who you are. It's your stability, your survival, all those basic needs and necessities for you as a person. But with fortune, you have a lot of good luck. You've got a purity with the elephants coming in, and you've got strength along that lines. You also are illuminated. The energy coming from behind is saying, it is your time to step out. It's your time to project the energy of connection if you're looking for a relationship. This is a good month for you to really step into that. And with the root chakra, you want to make sure, personally, that you are all grounded in everything you have going on. So it's like you have your job, you have your place to live, you're productive at some level, so that way you're stable. But now you're ready to bring someone else into this mix. And that's actually kind of an exciting energy, because it means you've done some inner work and you're now ready to actually connect with another person. So we are looking at Lakshmi. This is the goddess here, and it's the root chakra. She is one of India's favorite goddesses. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, offers material and spiritual gifts. Pictured with elephants on each side, she's widely regarded as the symbol of strength to overcome life's difficulties and a reminder that fate brings unexpected joy. So, water, you are literally in the best place right now for being single. Your keywords are fortune, luck, finding the finances you need, destiny, getting what you deserve, and making good decisions. And this can apply to a lot of areas, but when we're looking at relationships, this is where water singles really get to shine. All water tends to be very emotionally aware, or at least emotionally experienced, because that's where water lives. But this time it's saying, now that you understand more about yourself, and you're in the root, so this is foundation principles, you actually now can add those things to the attraction within your aura, and you can start to draw people that are complementary to what you are looking for. It's not, in this particular perspective, I'm not feeling physical features, it's the spiritual aspects. So you're looking for someone who's loyal. You're looking for someone who's hardworking, someone who's compassionate. These kind of things you have the ability this month to infuse into your aura, into your environment, and that's going to trigger that magnetism that can draw people in. So water singles, you've got good vibes going on here. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We have number 3 with the Empress, Major Arcana, so big life lesson energy here. Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. Definitely tapping into some of our water energy, because water tends to be more feminine, and you've got 2 different goddess energies coming forward, because the Empress is the divine feminine in her perfected power, her perfected authority. So this is the perfection of the divine feminine, and it's really saying this is your time to shine. What is it you're wanting to create? What is it you're going to attract? This is where you get to create that image, that energy source, that field, and then you get to infuse it into your aura to draw that type of person to you. And it leads to that life of luxury, that life of joy, that life of feeling contented. It doesn't mean you're not going to still grow for other things, but it's like you're missing a part, and now you're in the position to be like, I know what I need to fill that part, so this is where we're going to work. Your second one is the Princess of Autumn. You have a lot of feminine aspects going on here. Studious, responsible, cheerful, and mischievous. That could be fun. Happy news about career promotions or scholarships, well thought out plans that go perfectly, needing a little push to get going. The universe is saying this is your little push. What are you looking for, water? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, what are you looking for in a partner? And we're not talking just physical features, because those can change and adjust and fade and all that rest of that stuff. It's the core values, because we're in our root chakra with this energy. We're in fortune, which is root. This is foundation. What are the foundational principles, things that you look for in a partner? That's where that studious and responsible comes in, is you have to actually do the work. You have to actually make the decisions. And this month is saying, if you will align with those values, the Empress and the Fortune with Lakshmi are going to bring that energy to you. Again, these are general readings, so take what works, but it's definitely the doorway is open for you when you align with the core values. Don't be frivolous with this, water. I mean, you can be a little dreamy, but don't be frivolous. You're working with core energy, so it needs to be the core values that you carry. You know, that's where, like I said, that compassion, that strong, that hardworking, that partner that looks out for you, that partner that values you and will help provide. Because you're not really, when I say partner, I mean that literally. When we're talking about spouses and partners, it's not one person gives a little and the other one doesn't. No, you're in a partnership. You're working together. And water, the energy I'm getting from you is that's exactly what you're looking for. You don't want to be coddled. I mean, at times you probably do, because we all want that sometimes. But you also don't want to be the one that does all the work. You want a partner who's splits things, that works with you. There is a balance of the masculine and the feminine within the relationship, and it doesn't matter what you are. The masculine, feminine energies have to be in balance. So that's where we're going with this one. Let's hop over to our earth water couples. Before we do that, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions. And if you feel something different from any of the cards I'm holding up, like you have a little different intuition on them, feel free to drop that in the comments. It's always fun to hear what other people have to say. So, water couples, and this could be you're the water sign, your partner's the water sign, or between the two of you, your water is up in the charts. You have number 9 flow. I think this is going to be the sacral chakra. We'll see. But with the flow energy, if you look at the imagery, if it shows up very well, it's very much couple related. It's all the couples. But you also have at the core this new form that's coming in, or the innocence that's coming in. There could be a new baby coming in, a child of some form, or it could be that you're rediscovering your inner child. You're rediscovering that flow of life, that joy, that expansion that comes from working with our inner child. So let's take a peek here at our book and see what it has to say. Like I said, I like this book because there's so much good information that goes with it. And we are in our second, or the passion chakra. The energy is water, so this is perfect. Water, you're tapping into your own energy here. After breathable air, water is the element that is most essential to life. It is widely used to symbolize emotion, intuition, and the depths of being and feeling. Deeply connected with waves of emotions, it is often bound with the importance of family and love, the birthing of life, tender-hearted communication, teardrops of sadness or joy, and the subconscious mind. On the negative side of things, it can relate to jealousy, envy, depression, being too sensitive or indulgent, moodiness, and self-destructive behavior when you're sad. So you want to make sure you're in the right flow state. And with the relationship energy, this is really saying you're in that right spot now. Your keywords are going with the flow, depths of feeling, expressing waves of emotions, affection, experiencing moods, imagination, receptivity, fantasy, and fertility. Water couples, this is a very, very fertile energy that's coming in, and with it working with your sacral chakra is the how I like to view the chakras anyway. This is where the continuation of the species becomes important. The root is foundation of your survival, the sacral is the survival of the species, but it's also about sensuality. And sensuality is enjoying life through the senses. Modern days we tend to push that into the bedroom, but it can be, you can have a sensual experience eating food because the texture, the taste, the smells, the way it looks, engaging your senses. Everything that you touch can be a sensual experience because you're engaging your senses. You're not just rotely doing something, you're paying attention. How does that paper feel? What does that dollar bill feel like? What does that pen feel like when you're writing? What is the yarn that you're knitting with, or the thread you're sewing with? Pay attention to your senses and you start to activate the sacral chakra, or you become more aware of it. And that's the energies, you're getting more into the flow of life. The flow of life is not just work deadlines and, oh, I've got to pay attention to this because I have this doctor's appointment. Those are important too, but when we're looking at a relationship, it's the flow of life force. It is the exchange and receptivity between the two people who are loving and in that state. And water couples, this is really saying, this is your reminder. You kind of already do this, is what I'm getting, but this is your reminder to reconnect with each other in that deeper state, because it's definitely going to enhance everything. And take the time to really appreciate your partner's body, their mind, their soul, their emotions. Get your senses involved with all of it, the way they look, the way they smell when they fresh out of the shower, the taste of their lips when you give them a kiss, all of those things. Pay attention to those details, and that's going to help remind you or keep the connection strong within that relationship. So your first tarot is the Major Arcana number 1, so big life energy here, and that's the Magician. You can do anything, take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be successful. The Magician is saying you have all the tools you need. You already have surpassed the Fool because you have experiences. And water couples, you have your experiences. You've had some interesting dating history, because every water person I've ever met has that. But when you get into a relationship, you're able to connect because you already have the tools available to you to be able to bond with that person. And that's what the Magician is saying, is you already have all the tools you need. If you think you have to go buy this other book, which those can help, or go to this certain store, those can be fun, but you don't have to do that. You have everything you need. You have your senses. You have your partner. You have the memories of how you became connected in the first place. The funnies, the oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. You have all of that already, which is all the tools you need to continue to build the relationship. The other stuff is just extras and it's fun, but it's not everything. The tools that you need are the ones you already have. Your second tarot is the Eight of Winter. You have what it takes if only you believe in yourself. It's the Magician, only simpler. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not, and a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. When you tap into that flow state, when you really embrace the energy of water, which is emotions and passion, creation to a certain extent, you really start to expand. Remember, water, the Eight of Winter is not just saying, buck up, buttercup, you can do this. It's saying, remember your power. Water, you are the tide. You are the deepest parts of the ocean. You command energy. You command emotions. And when you are bonded with another person, you guys can either create a hurricane or you can create a rainforest. This is where you get to make that decision. You get to create or destroy, because water in its full power literally holds the balance of life and death in its hands, more so than the other elements. So that's where you really have to tap in. The Magician is saying you have all the tools you need to make everything amazing this month. The Eight of Winter is saying don't doubt yourself. Remember who you are. Remember why you fell in love with a person, first of all. But also remember, it doesn't matter what happens outside. You're in the relationship with your partner. Therefore, you two are the most important players in your household. If you maybe need a minute to remember that, reconnect with each other, set a weekend up. Set up an entire weekend of just the two of you. Drop the kids off at grandma and grandpa's house. buy those candles, pick up that special roast or steak or whatever it is that you want to do, and really spend some time making a romantic weekend so that you guys can reconnect if you have been, hectic and busy. And with November coming up, we're moving full swing into the holiday season. It's a really good idea to actually take the time to do this, so that way you're refreshed and ready for the rest of the stuff that goes on in the holidays. So take the time to really feel that. And remember, when we're looking at water, we're also dealing with sensuality. This is remembering to tap into your senses, your sense of touch, taste, smell, eyesight, hearing. All of those things are important, and you can apply them to every part of your life, but really pay attention when you are engaged with each other, because a little sound, a little spasm, all those things can be very informative, but also a lot of fun when you start to work with that. So really tap into your senses, get into that flow state, allow life to be the joyful experience that you can do. It's just sometimes you need that reminder. So water singles, have fun this month. Really focus on the core values that you look for in a partner and infuse those into your aura and allow it to be the attractive nature of drawing that in. Water couples, reconnect. Find your senses, find your sense of humor, but really enjoy how things are. Remember, you are the ocean. You are the thing that literally turns the tides of humanity, if we really want to play that game. You have the ability to overcome anything. Bring that energy into your relationship, bond with your partner deeper, and see what kind of magic you can create. With that, I will let you guys and gals go. I will see you in the next video. Have a great month of November, and just flow with life, but have a smile on your face the whole time.